Hey guys, it's Jen again with Cards Done by Jen. So second go around, let's see if we can get this to work this time. For some reason, my video did not want to switch over to the landscape position. So give me just a second. We'll just make sure that this is working. And then we are going to get to that 5-minute card. I have been in the throes of creativity, getting ready for the craft fairs. And just when I thought I was done with Christmas gifts, for the craft fairs, I decided to add one more in last night. So y'all are looking at my workstation, but if you could see what was around it, you would think that they would have to call in the hazmat team. It's absolutely crazy. So, but I cleaned this spot off for you today just to be able to show you how easy it can be to create a card just using stamps, ink, and paper. You don't need any of the fancy, the embossing folders, the die cuts, any of that. You can actually create something quick and easy just using stamps, ink, and paper. So before we get started and you put me on that 5-minute limit, let me show you who the heavy hitters are in today's performance. We are going to be using the Hello Harvest. And if you have not seen this yet, it is absolutely beautiful. This is in the current mini catalog that is going to be ending the end of December, beginning of January. So you're going to want to get your hands on this. If you like to do those fall themed cards, this works great for Halloween, for Thanksgiving, for all kinds of stuff. So just check that out. The paper that we are using today is the paper that matches the DSP, Designer Series paper, that matches that stamp set. This is called the Rustic Harvest. Let's see if I can knock everything over. This is called the Rustic Harvest. The nice thing about the Stampin' Up! DSP is that it always states what colors coordinate with the colors that are in the DSP. This is really important whenever you're doing like a 5-minute card, a quick card. You want to know what colors coordinate so that you can just grab those colors and go. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. So just to show you a couple of pages from this Designer Series paper, this is gorgeous. These are all two-sided, 12 by 12. You can tell I've already been digging into this. These are absolutely gorgeous papers. You can take this black and white and you can always do some blending brushes and brush some ink on those if you would like, but it gives you lots of options. Lots of options. Double-sided paper, and let's pull out what we're going to be using today. So I am kind of thinking that maybe you can put me on the clock now. So we are going to be pulling out our pumpkin paper. We are going to be pulling out this Cajun Craze colored paper. We're going to pull out this Mossy Meadow colored paper. And there's one more on the back. We're using a B-side. This paper is gorgeous on the front side, but the B-side is this. We're going to be using that as well. So let's pull out our cardstock that we're using. Today we are just using Cajun Craze cardstock for our card base. We are going to be using basic white for our stamping. And we are going to be using a little bit of Mossy Meadow in the backdrop. So I'm going to pull those out. Let's do all the cutting first. The cutting for this project is super simple. So I'm going to pull out my trimmer. If you don't have one of these bigger trimmers and you just have the little one, that is fine too. So we're going to start with that pumpkin paper. So this pumpkin paper, we are going to cut to 4 inches wide by 5 1/4 in length. All right. Set that aside so that I can lose it later, and I know I will. Now I'm trying to keep all of our dimensions easy. All of our measurements are easy. We are going to do, for this white pattern paper, we are going to do 1 inch by 3 inches. Please ignore the fingernails. They've been doing way too much crafting lately, and they are highly neglected, but there's no sense in doing anything about it until after the craft season is over. Now we're going to take our Cajun Craze paper, and this is going to be a 1/2 inch by 3 inches. Oops. 1/2 inch. If you haven't caught it by now, 3 inches is the magic number for today. Why do things hard? Let's just keep it simple. And then we are going to take that Mossy Meadow paper that we had. So we're taking that Mossy Meadow, 1 inch. You guessed it, by 3 inches. Next, we're going to grab that Mossy Meadow cardstock. I am a waste not, want not kind of girl. I am a scrapbooker at heart, so I've got lots of scraps. If you've got scraps, grab the scraps. Don't cut into a fresh sheet of paper if you do not have to. This is cut at 1 1/4 inches by 3 inches. All right. The last thing that we have to do is our cardstock. So we're going to take our Cajun Craze, and we are going to cut this down to 5 1/2 inches. And then that's it. Let's get rid of the trimmer. We are done with that. I'll put it on the floor so I can trip over it later. Earlier today, I went to get up off of my desk here and I tripped over the trash can, so that's always a great way to start a Monday. You're going to score your cardstock, and then we're going to come in here with our pumpkin paper, and we are going to attach that. Oops, I did knock my stuff over. We are going to attach your pumpkin paper onto the front of your cardstock. Just like that. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take your Mossy Meadow cardstock and your DSP. I'm going to put some glue on the back of your DSP. And you're going to attach this just in the middle. Oops. Just in the middle, just like that. Get that out of there so that you can see it. And then, you don't need anything fancy. We're just going to cut right up to the middle here. And then from the edge, we're going to cut to that spot. And cutting on, oh my goodness, cutting on easier said than done, right? There you go. How easy is that? So now we're going to take dimensionals. And actually, oh, this might make me run over my 5 minutes, but we're going to do this anyway. Before I put the dimensionals on, I want to put some linen thread, and we're going to tie this around. To make this easier, I'm going to put a dimensional down on top of my linen thread in the back. And let's see if I can tie this. Some days the fingers work, some days the fingers don't work. When I started in doing this stamping, I used to have my upline tie all my bows for me. I would like to think that I'm graduating, but I'm not so sure. I feel like a big girl tying my own bows and everything. There we go. So now that you've tied your bow, take your dimensional backing off. Add some more. Oops, I stuck it on the wrong spot. Add some more. And it's not lined up. It doesn't have to be. It's on the back. It doesn't matter. We're going to stick that puppy right up here. All right, we are almost done, I promise. But we didn't get to the stamping part yet. That's the fun part. There we go. All right, so now we are going to take that DSP, that Cajun Craze DSP, stick some glue on the back of that, and we are going to line it up along the right side of your pumpkin paper and stick it down. Now you're going to take your 1 inch by 3 inch, glue on the back. I can hear my husband's cell phone going off, so I apologize if you hear that. We're just going to layer that just about 1/4 inch over, just to give it a little bit of layering. So now we're going to grab that white piece of paper, your basic white, and now for the stamping part. I'm only using 2 inks today because, again, I want to keep this simple. We're going to use the Memento Tuxedo Black and the Stampin' Pad, the Crumb Cake. So if you are new to stamping and new to card making, make sure that that Memento Tuxedo Black is in your stash. It is a go-to. And the Crumb Cake is a really nice color to have. So from that, we are going to do the You Are Such a Blessing. And I'm going to stamp this. You can stamp this anywhere, really. I'm going to stamp this on my basic white. All right, so now that I've stamped that, let me get rid of that. And then we are going to do the leaf. And we're going to ink it up, but I'm going to stamp this off. So I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp again. I'm going to do the same thing, stamp off and stamp. Again, there's no wrong, there's no right for this. It doesn't matter. All right, so now we're just going to cut that out with our paper trimmer, and we are good to go. So let's pull our paper trimmer back up here. I didn't trip over it, that's good. I have enough issues going on, we don't need that. All right, I did halo that a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to cut that off. All right, so we're just going to cut. Again, no wrong, no right. Just cut this piece out. Include however much of those leaves that you want. You can do this with scissors if you would rather do that. I am horrible at cutting a straight line. I'm not going to lie to you. There you go. We are going to bring our card back in here, get rid of our mess. We're going to attach that baby with dimensionals. And what did I do with my dimensionals? To pull those over. So dimensionals it is, and oh my goodness, I have no fingernails left whatsoever. It is bad. For some reason, these mini ones are a little harder to get off than the bigger ones. I'm not sure why. All right, so I am going to put that baby right about, I'm going to line it up right there with the white. There you go. We're done. Did I make it in 5 minutes? I'm not sure that I made it in 5 minutes. But let me show you a couple of other cards that were made with that, the Hello Harvest set. Let me see here. These are some cards that I received in the swaps. So if I have the names of the maker, I will give that to you. But this is another card that was made with that Hello Harvest set. So right now, these leaves are unorderable. They're out. You can't get those. But you can get the Hello Harvest. You can get the paper. The paper is in low inventory at this time. So if you want that paper, I would suggest that you get that DSP quickly. So this is a really cute card. The person who made this card did not put their name with it, so I don't know who made it, but it is beautiful. Here is another one that I received. And there are dies that go with this stamp set. Cut out that pumpkin, cut out these flowers. There are dies that go with that. I didn't show you the dies today because we are keeping it simple. But this card was made by Margot Richardson, and she did a great job on that. And then here is the last one that I have to show you. So this is using that yellow DSP paper, the pumpkin, the leaves, and the You Are Such a Blessing. She also put a leaf on the inside. This card was made by Kay Williams. All right, so that is it for our Manic Monday 5-minute card. And we'll do this again next Monday. I'll be off visiting my grandbaby. So I am hoping what I'll do is I'll do a video just in case I'm not back in time to do the live. And we'll have that ready to go. But come back here on next Monday at 2 o'clock and we'll do it again. Thank you.